Would you like to see yourself on national television? Share your photos and videos that show the rise of rugby, and you could be featured right here on MLR All Access. Whether it's a video of you playing rugby, a photo cheering on your favorite MLR team in person, watching rugby on TV, coming across a youth rugby match in your town, or anything positive that shows the rise of rugby, we want to see it. Go to the MLR app's Fan Zone, pick your challenge, and submit your photos and videos. Tune in to MLR All Access to see if your submission is featured on national TV. All Access airs on FS2 every Tuesday and is available for replay on the Rugby Network.
We serve as a force for positive change in a world without boundaries. We celebrate 150 years of impact and a boundless future. We are a campus reunited in traditions we hold dear. We value the innovation and creativity gained from diverse minds and voices. We are driven to serve. We are the Hokie Nation. We are Virginia Tech.
Well, we are back here in Aveva Stadium here in Houston. Let's take a look at the lineups as we get set for the kickoff. And Sarah, we talked about the midfield matchup there, number 12, Genevieve Miller, and we've got, we're looking at Kat Stowers actually now at 11, was a big matchup we were looking for. Also, number 8, have a look at Boots Aspinall actually moving to number 7 now, and Boots Aspinall is was a nominee for the Emmy Sorensen Award, Player of the Year. So a lot of talent on both sides of the field. What are you looking for?
I mean, I was able to catch up with Coach Thompson of the Hokies, and really he's got some young freshmen that you really want to keep a spotlight on. 6 and 8, Fiona and Sophia. Both just young freshmen, getting their first bite of the apple at a national stage, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond here in this first 20 minutes.
And we are seeing Eagle and Houston SaberCat Christian Dyer, former All-American and captain of Cal, bring out the ball. A little handshake there with the fly half for BYU, Matalasi Morissette, who I spoke to last night. And we are ready for kickoff. Referee Tim Liu. Just making sure everybody's got 15, and we are ready to go.
Captain!
And we're away in this Women's Division I spring final. Well taken by the Hokies there to start it off.
No,
just want to catch that kickoff on the fly, and Virginia Tech immediately sending a couple of passes, targeting that outside channel. Quick ball out. Looking to make that BYU defense work.
Out 5.
Still working their way outside, just testing that little defense. And you see the BYU defense is pushing them back and getting there, and they're going to the boot. Quickly, well taken there by Talasia Morissette, the sister of the fly half. Right up into contact, and Cougars go to work, sending the forward bodies forward. Now going wide. A little dummy there from Stowers.
Penalty advantage, offsides.
And working the penalty advantage. BYU may not need that penalty. Straight to the line, and they are over. And Shabbat, what a dominant start there from BYU.
Okay?
Yeah, you saw
Make sure you're behind the back
Hokies do well to take that kickoff, which is always danger time. Built some good phases, tested to see BYU's fold. Nothing cooking. They kick it to their danger lady on the wing. Build phases. It was a result of just good, hard north-south running. Hokies need to tighten down that their tackle ratio a bit. Too many shed tackles, and I think we'll be right back in sorts.
Morissette skating her way through, and then the offload out of contact to Aspinall, who was over, but they had the penalty anyway, not back onside were Virginia Tech, and just such quick ball from BYU. So 5-0 here, just 2 minutes into the game, and the Hokies will want to not only secure possession as we saw them run through a couple of phases, but make that gain line. The kick is good, 7-0, and BYU has taken an early lead.
So your outside backs were offsides on that. Yeah.
So good advice from referee Tim Liu. Just as you'll see, and if you're new to the game, you'll see that the referee, first of all, is mic'd up, and we do hear what the referee says. There are a lot of sports where you don't hear constantly what they say, and then the advice that the referee says, look, this is the penalty I called, so you can guard against it next time. And so you do like that communication.
Yeah, absolutely. And the man with the center whistle, Mr. Liu, he's doing a big up job. You can already hear him talking players out of trouble, and that's another unique thing with rugby where, yeah, I might put my hands in the cookie jar, but if I get them out quickly, no harm, no foul.
Ball dropped, but dropped backwards. BYU retains inside their own half. See that little extra pass going to the hard charger on the forwards. Slower ball coming out, and they will go to the boot with the wind at their back. Morissette hoofs it all the way down the field. Maybe looking for that 50-22. Didn't quite there, sat up, and a pretty good clearance kick there. Coming back was Hendrick. And it will be a line out to BYU inside the Virginia Tech half.
Yeah, Coach Thompson made it pretty clear when I was out talking with him when we were warming up. He's like, we do not want to play inside that red zone, inside our 22. The Hokies are doing a pretty good job of exiting, so we'll see if that holds true.
Well, the line out comes down on the Hokie side, but BYU has nabbed it. That ball's funny shape. It bounces in weird ways, and it bounced right up into the Cougar hands. Big wide pass out to Rakuita and out to Morissette. Morissette stopped just before the line, but she rolls over, touches it down. You're allowed to do that. One movement. Try BYU.
Yeah, and that all started with BYU getting up, being very disruptive.
Make sure we get the.
It wasn't a clean lineout. Hokies do well to disrupt, but then the pressure just coming through. Couple quick hands to the edge, and away we go.
She might have taken it an outside line. No, she was all right. Tackled down just before the line, but you allowed that movement. You're allowed momentum roll. All of those things come into play, so the try is good, and we're at 12-0 BYU. And Virginia Tech had stolen that line out, and that's a positive for them to be able to perhaps disrupt a major part of BYU's set piece, but they weren't able to control that ball, and then it was a turnover.
Yeah, it's a good adjustment. One thing to be disruptive, another thing to get up and take possession where now the Hokies can really start to attack something on this platform. But interesting thing, too, is BYU defensively is really slots it.
That's a fantastic kick from Nicole Diamond. That's her second one. The first one right in front of the post, no problem. But this one was out distance and angle and right down the middle. That was nicely taken.
Yeah, absolutely just beautiful strike.
A little hop in the air when she kicks it, but the technique works.
Hey, I'm gonna throw my hands up. You asked me about a scrum bind or a line, I'll go all day. I'll leave the kicker business to as long as it goes through. Not quite sure how it looks.
Well, that makes it 14-0 for BYU. And powering back up come the Cougars. And once again, you see that little just extra pass. Oh, she wasn't able to control it though. But that's a scary prospect. Tonga Moala coming in on that flat pass and dragging 2 or 3 with her. Gotta love that aspect of play.
Yeah, absolutely. BYU forwards are doing well and really attacking the game line flat. They're coming in threes, putting big dents, forcing the Hokies to fold around, and then looking to get down to the edge with this speedster. She already has 2 on the day.
Scrum down for the Hokies, and they'll pick it up. Usamore picks it up, is corralled. But now a little inside pass there from Eduardo. And now they go wide. Good plan from Virginia Tech. Just not the execution there. Do you take that pass or
enough?
not? And then just the bounce to the wing, and then she sort of fumbled it. So a scrum down to BYU, but we can see there exactly what Virginia Tech is
BYU,
planning there.
hold
Just a
your
little
weight, okay?
misdirection.
I
We're
don't
going to
wanna
go
see the
wide.
scrum
No, we're
moving
going to go
away.
inside. We're going to go inside. No, we're going to go wide.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like BYU is playing it flat with their attack, 3 forwards at the game line. Where if you continue to watch this game
Crouch.
and watch that back row stack on the centers,
Bind.
which is definitely a different type of look. And Coach
Set.
says he's been pretty excited and been getting some good outcomes with it.
Kaylin Hirsch spins it out to Morissette. Running a line there, Stowers with the sidestep and the fend. You see how powerful she is, low to the ground, taken down. And quickly the ball comes back out. Rakuita taking it straight up, route 1.
Roll.
And they're back in the
Out,
red
please, out.
zone. Out to Morissette again. And looking for Diamond now, who's filling in. Good pass out of the tackle, out to Autumn Francis. And she is tackled well. Caitlin Beaver taking her down. Scrambling defense from Virginia Tech, and BYU halted at that moment as Virginia Tech line out. But they look dangerous.
Yeah, once again, they're striking here. We talked earlier about the youth of this Virginia Tech team, and I think right now, a big defensive stand will go a long way to quelch these nerves that we're seeing. The Virginia Tech can get a couple balls to hand, put some pressure, get BYU on the fold. It's all that.
Over.
Trouble. It's overthrown, and it's BYU ball and thrown a little bit wild, but it doesn't really matter. Morissette now. Lots of space on the outside, taking that angle. The ankle tackle is just enough to slow her down. BYU still knocking on the door. There comes a high pass. Annalise Curtis takes it well. Cuts it back into the forwards, into her support. Hirsch sends it out again. Quick ball. Unable to hold on to it is Stowers, and it will be a scrum to Virginia Tech. Once again, tenacious defense from Virginia Tech, because these BYU Cougars really want to play it wide. They want to play it fast.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing a really good job. The Virginia Tech to source people a little bit of a push defense, recognizing
Hold your weight, Blue.
that they do want to get to the edge. BYU does. Efforts there. I think if we can get a little bit more line speed like they just showed and get some unforced errors.
Bind. Set.
Emily Richardson digs it out. Kind of a bouncing ball, but there's the kick. The kick actually goes backwards. That's the trouble with that wind, and picked up by BYU, and that will be a try, a bit of a gift try there for Delaney Rakuita, going in for the score for BYU. Not a kick you'd want to see, a little bit high, and the wind just took it and drove it back.
Yeah, so just comes off the outside of that foot. Unfortunate when you have your kick chase up on the line and you're set, and all of a sudden we got a ball that kicks back behind.
That's right. They're chasing the ball, and it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
What happened here? But there is a breeze. It's a windy stadium. Be careful of that, and handling those sorts of things. You want to do a line drive kick into the teeth of the wind.
Yeah.
But your options when you're stuck in your own 22 can be very difficult. Virginia Tech trying to execute a plan to get out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Virginia Tech, that was a good platform that the tighties up front gave. Unfortunate just from the base to the 10, and then compounded problems from there.
And Diamond, no problems at all with that kick. And it's maximum value for their tries for BYU. 11 and a half minutes gone, and 21-0 BYU leads.
Yeah, this is my second look at BYU this year. We saw them back in the late fall at home in a barn burner that they played against Life, and victorious in that game as well back in Provo. So glad to see that haven't missed a beat in the old wintertime.
Head coach Tom Wanga really likes the combination he has. He has strength up front. He has speed. He has skill. He's been coaching there for a long time, produced some excellent teams at BYU. And out they go. You see the extra little pass before they go for the hard charging forward.
Sure everyone's on sides.
And a drive down into the Virginia Tech half this time, using the wind. Well taken.
Not held.
Tackle from Morissette on the chase. And that was Santos fielding the ball. And out they dig it now. Couple of passes. Virginia Tech now suddenly trying to get out of their own 22 once again. A little bit of a loose pass. Rescued. But they need bodies over that ruck. And a kick, and discretion perhaps the better part of valor there. Kick to touch. And let's go down the sideline with Stephen Davis.
Thank you, Alex. It's been 3 years, of course, since the women's spring championship was last contested. These two teams, of course, were there in 2019, and Madalasi Morissette was a freshman when BYU won the championship in 2019, is now the senior captain as the Cougars look to defend their title. It's like the ultimate deja vu, the Fly Half said. Excellent article on the Rugby Breakdown. I seriously recommend you give it a follow if you can. Thanks. Sending back up to you, Alex.
Yes, watch and read the Rugby Breakdown. Jackie Finland does a great job there. And kick clear. And well, it's fielded out on the wing. And another kick goes to hand for BYU. And that will be Autumn Francis on the left wing. Curves in around under the post, and a try for BYU. And that one just needed to make touch.
Yeah. I mean, we look and we were talking about just take a look at the flags, the great state of Texas and the American flag, and you could see how direct, right down like a wind tunnel it is, right into the Hokies' face. But again, if we're looking for a bright spot right now for Virginia Tech, it's definitely going to be at that line out. Once again, we got some disruption. The transition just wasn't care. But, I'm sure some alumni on both sides. I just had Carmen Farmer, who is
yes.
an Olympian and a World Cup 15s player. She just sent me a message, encouraging her Hokies on. So I'm waiting for Jordan Gray, another distinguished alumni from BYU, to go ahead and give me a shout out for them as well. But anyways, it's good to see that.
Jordan, you hear the challenge there. You got to.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Got to send the text. We're waiting for that.
I'm waiting, Tiny. But yeah, and that's just an example too. It's great to see like former players that have gone through all these cycles and came exactly from where these guys are. Still following, still supporting their alumni.
Now, what's the leadership aspect here? Because Virginia Tech is just having a tough time getting out. The kicking's not really working super well at the moment. But what do they say to each other as they look and say, all right, we've got to get ourselves going?
Yeah, at this point, it's just 1 minute at a time, and you just start layering some bricks. Get one success and let that lead to your next success. You kind of have to flush this first 15. Settle into it and look to build.
Smart move from BYU. Once again, going to the boot. They have the wind. Use it. Use your pace. And Morissette kicks, and then it was another chase from Francis, hoping to get her second. But that was very well taken care of by Virginia Tech. Cleared away, line out for BYU, but really not that far inside the Virginia Tech half, and that was sort of a little bit positive for Virginia Tech there, and they're looking to steal this line out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a big bright spot. They've been quite disruptive at this particular set piece. And there it is again, not getting the outcome. Now it does stay with BYU, but again, not what BYU had on the table.
Rakuita going in, carrying tacklers with her, just keeps pumping the legs out to Morissette. She's got Diamond with her, doesn't use her, just sells the dummy. The hand is up, say pass it to me. Diamond beats one, Diamond beats another, sparkles away over the try line, and that is the 5th try for BYU. And Nicole Diamond, really the beneficiary there of a really nice, smooth Matalasi Morissette dummy and pass, as we have a look at it again.
Absolutely. Just taking it to the game line. finds a little seam, defense has to come down, and then from here she does the work with a nice fend, then a nice step back in. Easy like for BYU. You know, and what I was going to say too is we talked about the flip side of where Virginia Tech is, right? This is not the outcome that they were hoping for when they woke up this morning. Now, BYU, on the other hand, you see them just understanding where their cards are laying. The Hokies of Virginia Tech have had trouble exiting. You see them just continue to paint them deep in the corner, play some stand-up defense, and then from there, they're just clinical with their backline attack currently.
And very smart to use the boot. And it's interesting because some teams, as the kick goes up, Diamond is a perfect for 5 for 5 with her conversions. Some teams view kicking as a cop-out, like you only do it because you're not able to run through or around. But it is a weapon, and with the 50-22 in play, we haven't seen it executed, but that doesn't mean it's not in play. It can be attempted, and that changes how people defend it and how they move their players back, things like that. It's an attacking weapon, and certainly it was used as an attacking weapon for BYU. As the restart goes in, bounces this time, and Rakuita going straight ahead. Good tackle, Virginia Tech holds the line, but there to the boot again, a box kick in the middle of the field, bounces around, well fielded, Hendrith. And she returns that back with interest. That one's rolling around. Diamond's going to have a little bit of trouble with that. Just barely holds on to it and then hoofs it down. Well kicked downfield. And once again, the Hokies looking. Oh, there's a wide kick there. Referee Tim Liu calling for offside. And yes, it did seem like one or two of the Virginia Tech players were in front of the ball. And of course, when you kick it, you have to be behind the ball or be the kicker level with the ball when it happens. And if you aren't, then you have to retreat.
Offsides on the kicker.
You certainly can't run forward, and you can't even now stand still. You have to retreat.
Yeah, you have to be actively coming back, and at times, like when you see these kick tennis games going on, it can just get a little bit
Scrum chosen.
Troublesome up on the chase, back on the receive. And the Hokies just kind of got caught on that little cross kick.
BYU bringing on a substitute player, Heather Thomas, getting onto the field for the Cougars. And BYU opting for the scrum. And this is a great attacking situation here. Scrum in the middle of the field. They have Morissette just a good 10 meters behind. Either direction she can choose. They choose to go to the right. Morissette to her sister, Talucia Morissette. Just low moves someone and then just keeps going. Back out. Pops it out now to Hartrick, Cambria Hartrick. She's still going, rumbling, stumbling, powering, crashing all the way. Props everywhere. Just loving that one. As you see the tight head just steamroll her way in under the posts. Gotta love this.
Yeah, I mean, she pulled everything she had. Again, playing short to the line.
Tell them there's going to be a water break
there.
Number
2.
10, Captain Maggie.
3, 4.
Oh, what a great fin there. 5, 6 on her way. And then, of course, when you get a type 5 score, you get a type 5 celebration.
You do.
And those are always worth it.
And look at this. Get a closer look. She just kept the legs moving, and that fin, just you can't do anything about it if you go in too high like that.
Yep.
And you see her just scream that power yell. A 24-meter run for tight head prop, and quite the way to bring up 40 for BYU. Diamond will line it up and look to get the extra 2, and she's been perfect so far all day. And no trouble with that one. That's a pretty easy one for her. And we will stop for a water break. As it's pretty warm here in Houston. Players and BYU up in the mountains.
Oh, man.
In the summer, it gets very hot and dry.
Four times that?
And
More
as we were getting ready to perhaps get some input from the coach, Oh, well, we'll see what Steven's got. It looks like he has BYU coach Tom Wonga with him.
Cheers, Alex, here with Coach Tom Wonga, and pretty much a dream start for you so far. Is there anything you think that you could improve on at this point?
Well, there's always room for improvement, and what we'll do is just stick to the basics and continue to play 100% and give it our all.
Wish you all the best of luck for the remainder of the first half. Let's send it back upstairs to Alex.
Thank you.
Well, there's a typical Tom Wonga response. He is never too high. He's never too low. He's just right there, relaxed, and at the same time, just not. It's not over. We're only 20 odd minutes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Coach, I think, kind of nailed it on the head. And I know it's something that we'll struggle with sometimes with some of the teams that I coach, that you start racing away with it, and then all of a sudden your structures go to pieces, and then you give one back. And then all of a sudden your structure, you try to run and do some things that you're not accustomed to doing, and then you give a second one back. So I think Coach nailed it on the head, and hopefully some of the men I coach are paying attention to that comment, so it's not just one person saying it.
For sure, and don't forget, we have later today the D1A final and the D1A semifinal. Last week we had a game that was 28-0 and suddenly was 28-26. You can turn around. As you said, you start to think that you've got it all straightened out and you understand, and then mistakes can creep in. So I don't think BYU will want to see mistakes. There's the restart rolls into touch, which is actually probably a win for Virginia Tech at this point, and especially seeing as they're causing some troubles in the lineup. So I think they'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is only probably about the second time we've actually seen them in their attacking half. So hopefully we can get a little disruption for them and see what happens with Hokies with ball in hand.
Not able to contest on that one. Annalise Curtis takes a very nice take for her.
What a nice short line.
Play.
Not held. She's able to get back up without releasing the ball. Not held in the tackle. And here come BYU. Morissette chips it wide for her sister. Morissette taken on the fly. Cuts back inside. Just forced to fall over. Quick ball. Again, the flat pass. This time to Curtis. Curtis is dragged down. Quickly out again, Morissette. Into Rugg, Kate Rugg, the hooker. And back out again quickly. Such a quick ball. And flat pass to Autumn Francis. Doesn't quite go to hand. A little bit high for her. And it'll be a knock-on. It'll be a scrum down to Virginia Tech. And just see them roll their way through. What was that, 4 phases, and they were inside the 22.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the ruck speeds right now that BYU is producing is just spectacular. And then I was also commenting, like, if we look at the width that these forward pods are hitting at, and they're taking them all flat to the line, which then just makes your job even harder, especially if you're having trouble launching defensively.
Get the scrum down for Virginia Tech. Emily Richardson to put in for the Hokies.
That's good.
Digs it out, pops it, and the kick. A high kick, getting under it are the Cougars. That looks like Francis coming in. She's taken down around the ankles. Offloads it very well, and again, Cougars looking for quick ball. Morissette looking for Morissette. Passes a little bit behind. And still a loose ball, still in the field of play though. Dug out by Hirsch. Kaylin Hershey sending it out, doing hard work at scrum half. Matalasi Morissette pops it off to guess who? Cambria Hartrick. And she's in for her second. Her last name sounds a little bit like hat-trick, so maybe she can go and get a third. But again, the pattern was right there, and Morissette is just pulling the strings at this point.
Yeah, certainly. And, you know, I mean, second for the tight head, the hardworking tight head. But, I mean, if we draw a line and source that right back, that became, again, due to her hard work at the scrum time. 5 meter scrum, they put a tremendous amount of pressure, you know, which then resulted in not necessarily the exit kick that Virginia Tech was looking for. And then from there, again, you see this BYU attack that's just so far been razor sharp and clinical.
I like that, razor sharp, absolutely. And sometimes they use the rapier, sometimes they're using the hammer. but it's producing points.
Yeah, right now
On a
I'd
regular
say
point.
BYU brought the whole toolbox.
I guess they did. And Cambria Hartrick, actually from Ellensburg, Washington, which is the home of Central Washington University, opted not to go to Central Washington, instead chose BYU. She's actually pretty new to the game, but certainly is enjoying it, and not a surprise there. Nicole Diamond able to get that conversion. She is a perfect 7 for 7. 7 tries for BYU, 2 of them to Hartrick. Tries also for Aspinall, Francis, Rakuita, Talusia Morissette, and Nicole Diamond, who's got 7 conversions, so she has 19 points on her own. Virginia Tech looking to try to not only get into the BYU half, but stay there. And right now it is tough sledding for them. And they go the other direction. Go to Hartrick, who skies up and takes it. Pass is out of contact beautifully. Out to Maruyama. Maruyama still going, still moving, still charging. Thomas rucks over for her. Morissette pops it off to Aspinall. And then Whitney going into contact. And quickly the ball's out. Actually, that was Leah Fisher, correction. And a little bit of knock on there out wide. Virginia Tech will take that scrum, but again, they tried to mix it up there, and somebody was there to execute, catch it, immediately get them going forward.
Yep. I don't know if I would have gone back to the back-to-back try score.
Yeah.
She's been pretty good in hand, but something that really has me excited about BYU's attack is they're playing it flat, but also their ability to tip. Hit a hard runner coming from a short line has been really fun to watch.
Ball comes out the back of the scrum. Offside on the scrum, and they're just a little bit too overeager by BYU, and that'll be a penalty. And actually, we haven't seen too many penalties at all in this game, and possibly the first one against BYU. And they kick to touch.
Yeah, let's use the line, Brian.
And get that, and they'll take the line out right on halfway.
Yeah, and that was too bad because BYU really held that scrum on, and all the pressure that the Hokies wanted to deal with there. That's kind of where you just want your back row. Yeah, I love the aggression off of it, but when we're on skates going the right direction, just hold on and go for a ride. Little miscue there.
The throw was up there, maybe lift a little bit slow to get it up there. And it was a knock-on by Virginia Tech. BYU now playing with a little bit of house money. Nice flat ball. The loop around Rakuita. She's going to go now. Sidesteps one tackler. No one else is able to catch her. Delaney Rakuita does the loop with Stowers and is in for her second try of the day. And that turnover ball is just a killer.
It is. It's really like transition defense is one of the hardest things that you can get going. There, another great offload. She gets kept her hands free with 2 on her. And then from there, you just see pace, class, and a clean pair of heels from the hardworking 13 that.
And that was Heather Thomas who linked with her. Delaney Rakuita, who has played rugby for quite some time from Harriman, Utah. Harriman high school girls team and boys team both very, very successful in the Beehive State. And she started playing rugby when she was 14. And you can certainly see the experience there, the understanding of the space and where she needs to be as Diamond makes the kick.
You nailed it right there. Like, I was reading through some of these profiles, and you're starting to see young ladies that are playing at 5, 4, playing in touch leagues. They're starting earlier and earlier, and you can kind of start to see that in their skill. Virginia Tech does have, a couple folks that came out of high school programs. Mr. Fury runs a great program. They've got a couple back rowers out of that program in Pennsylvania. So
Delaney Rakoita, who never got to meet her dad. Her father, who loved rugby and played rugby, died before she got to meet him. And she says that playing rugby helps her feel connected to him when she plays. And 2 tries so far in a national championship game. Certainly Dad will be very proud to see that.
yeah,
Kick is the long kick this time. This one rolls into touch just inside the Virginia Tech half, and BYU still going to the boot with the wind, and I think they're following the script.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's kind of one of those cases where, you know, if it's not broken, let's not all of a sudden go away with it. You see that a lot of time in lineouts where, you know, you're calling a good space, and then all of a sudden we call a space, and then we're like, why'd you go away from the space that's been open all day?
That's right. Short line out this time for Virginia Tech rather than going for the jumper, and it worked very nicely for them, and they were able to get a little bit of go forward. Now going wide. Slow ball coming out. They have numbers on the left, and they misdirection. Put a boot to it. Into a little bit of space in the BYU half, and it was a 50-50 ball. Who was going to take it? BYU manages to get it. The ball, when it's bouncing randomly, doesn't even seem to be going Virginia Tech's way. That one is a loose one.
Oh.
And referee lets that one go. Hartrick driven back a little bit now. Look at that tackle.
That's more like it.
She's going to remember that one. Back out Morissette. And we get the knock on from Morissette.
And, you know, I mean,
Scrum center here.
we talk about rugby in so many different ways, about being such an intense game. It's, you know, it's a physically demanding game, but we've had a lot of opportunities to play a lot of sports, and you touched on a key thing that I think makes rugby pretty special, and that's family, and not just like blood family, but, you know, these young ladies out here and the men that will come later today are developing relationships that are going to be there for a lifetime, and, you know, you'll never be stranded in a city without a ride or things like that. So it's one of our cool aspects of our game.
Absolutely, and you know, friends for life. I mean, what you experience together as a group makes it more meaningful, and certainly we're seeing the Virginia Tech players right now are rallying around each other. And laying in a couple of good hits. There's another penalty. They kick to touch. It's a bit of a worm burner, but it does get into touch. And so it'll be a Virginia Tech line out inside the BYU half. 33 minutes gone in this first half. 56-0 BYU. 8 tries. 8 all converted by Nicole Diamond.
Yeah, she's having a dinger with that golden foot of hers. But I think you're starting to see Virginia Tech settle in a bit. That's unfortunate. Not straight on the line out. Oh, no.
And it might have been not straight, but we're taking a penalty against BYU for... I didn't quite see the signal there as to exactly what that might have been. It might have been either interfering with the jumper, or it could have also been an intentional knock-on, one of those two. That was sort of the...
Yeah.
I think it was interfering with the jumper there.
Make sure you guys are straight. No, you
Yeah, not a betting woman, but
Yes.
if I had to, I'd definitely say that.
And I think Tim Lou just said something about coming across. I don't want you to come across. And so the best attacking situation for Virginia Tech so far. Ball goes over the top. It is fielded by BYU. And they run out of their own end quickly. Again, the ball comes out. Morissette skips Rakoita, gets to Thomas. Morissette, the younger, trying to gather that ball that's on the ground and unable to corral it, and it's a knock on. Virginia Tech still a little bit on the front foot. Execution in that set piece. I would think, Shabbat, that neither team's too happy with their lineouts this first half.
No, I mean, we've had equal disruption, I'd
Right,
say, both
yeah.
ways. You might see more scrum choices if we get a choice down here in either team's attacking zone. But now we got that ball corralled.
Big drive from BYU. And off very quickly
Release
was
it down, let it
Maruyama
come, let it come.
for BYU to make the tackle. Virginia Tech taking it up. Sanitra.
You good?
Yeah, Virginia Tech's really content to try to catch BYU on maybe an overfold.
Blue 8.
They seem to be bouncing it right back to that short side, real content to just try to get a little go forward. Again, BYU starting to rack up some penalties. Interesting thing too, if we look at the difference at the breakdown, right? We've been talking about BYU's ability at the ruck speed to play fast.
22.
Unfortunate miss for touch.
No, 6.
Yeah, they got the penalty and they got the kick, and they tried to get as much as possible, and that kick back down goes a long way.
We have a penalty. Then offsides in front of the kicker.
So a bit of a let off there for Virginia
the
Tech.
penalty.
Offside in front of the
About
kicker from
35.
BYU, so they
Would you guys
will
like a penalty over
choose.
there or a scrum over there? Okay.
And wisely they take the scrum deep inside
It's gonna be a
BYU's
scrum down
half.
over here.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
This is not where the
A
kick
lot
was
of
from?
times in rugby, right? Like you have choice.
Yes.
Most of the time when there's an infraction, whistle blows like, okay, that's it.
you,
We're
Brian.
here like we are given the choice of where the ball was kicked, or you can go and take your penalty where the offside infringement happened.
And it depends, how far away, what's the difference. And here a scrum
Crouch.
10 meters from the try line certainly seems like an
Fine.
appealing proposition.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, like Virginia Tech, they've been under pressure, yes, but they have maintained possession versus their lineout, which really is a 50, maybe 33%
offsides
prospect.
here. Are you
Another
going quick?
penalty at scrum
Yeah.
time.
Murayama was offside, unbinding from the scrum too early, so there's penalty there. Run quickly. Virginia
Ooh.
Tech, they have space.
Go on.
She can take the corner.
Go
There's
on.
the fend. Diamond makes the tackle.
We have a knock on by Blue here. Go.
And it'll be a knock on by BYU. No, they call the penalty. We just lost a little bit of the audio from Tim Liu, and they tapped quickly. And again, Virginia Tech now 5 meters from the line.
Guys, it was a knock on here. It's going to be a scrum down here to red.
So they played advantage on the knock-on. There, I understand now what happened. There was a knock-on, and referee Lou said there's a knock-on, and they all stood there for a second and said, "Go, play advantage." And then they're going to go back to the original knock-on. And
Okay, thank you.
and here we've seen this. We saw this in the previous game. Warnings about penalties in the 22. A little bit of a warning to the captain, Matalasi Morissette, and so then you start to, if you see more of those penalties, you see the cards come out.
Yeah, it's never a comfortable situation when you see a referee go to his pocket. Nothing good will come for you except for a 10-minute breather.
Emily Richardson about to put in the construction engineering and management major from San Jose, California.
Keep that
Junior.
space, front row.
Had a lot of work to do trying to get ball out from a backpedaling scrum. It's not easy for a scrum half to deal with that.
Fine.
Yeah, and as I talked earlier,
Set.
talking with Coach Thompson, that's just a freshman 8 back there.
Yeah.
Wave off early.
That's a penalty again. That's
And
the third one.
We may see a card here.
You're going to
And there's the tap. Well, she didn't quite tap it at the mark, and I think Tim Liu gave her a bit of a favor and said, no, you don't want to do that right now. We'll listen to him, right? See if we can hear what he says. Yeah, just there was the warning. The warning was there, and then immediately came in with a card now. Offside, off the scrum. Too many penalties. Not loosening your binding. And And you see there, Abigail Whitney was the flanker who released her binding too early. Virginia Tech tried to make something happen. The pass does not go to hand. It goes backwards, but they're losing ground. This is their chance now. We are right at halftime. You get the feeling that if there's a knock-on and they've lost the ball in that ruck. And BYU has escaped that threat. And they will kick downfield into touch, and that may be halftime.
Yeah.
And that is halftime here in this women's spring final. 56-0. BYU leads, and they'll be pretty happy with that. A couple of tries that Virginia Tech couldn't do much about, and a couple that they would really like back.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the good news is for Virginia Tech hanging in, number 1, they're going to get the win. And number 2, they're going to get to start man down.
And we're going to go down to the sidelines with Stephen, with Tom Wonka. And Stephen, what do you got?
Thank you, Alex. As we go into the halftime interval, believing in do is one of the mottos, one of the hallmarks of this program. What are you going to say to the team here during the halftime break?
It's the same thing that we've been saying all year, is to believe and endure to the end. So we're going to tell them to play, to keep going 100% every time. Just 0-0 at halftime. We'll treat it as an even score, and we'll stay humble and keep the basics. There's some ill discipline there. We got a yellow card, so we need to fix that going into the second half. So that's our message.
Wish you all the best. Back upstairs to you, Alex.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes in the second half. We will be right back.
My first rugby experience was actually in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C. I remember thinking about the sport as I experienced it as true American experience. All the sports that I remember playing as a kid rolled up into one. But it was really the friendships, the camaraderie, those experiences from those players initially really hooked me on the game and understanding that rugby was more than just a sport.
I played in 3 World Cups, and I can't imagine the feeling it would be to be an American player standing on home soil playing in a World Cup. It was awe-inspiring at the 3 I was at, and I get goosebumps thinking about what it would be like to hear the national anthem right before kicking off on home soil.
I think in a lot of ways, America is a bridge to the world. Every culture is here. I think that's why it would have record attendances, record profitability. It's an exciting time for America to become the centerpiece for this sport.
One of the biggest aspects of being able to host a World Cup is it creates this unified vision for rugby here in America. We have such an opportunity to grow this sport and to put on the best spectacle of rugby that we've ever seen. And that kind of inspiration to galvanize our youth programs, our club community, our college community all together around this common vision really, I think, can allow us to set USA Rugby on a trajectory that we don't even know where it'll go yet. Whether this is your first experience with rugby or you've been in rugby for decades, this is an incredible opportunity for us to bring a pinnacle sporting event to American soil.
My goal is for all of us to come together, bind together, for both the men's and women's World Cup for the United States of America. Please consider joining and supporting us all as we go on this journey. I look forward to seeing you along the way.
Domination by BYU, 56-0 at halftime, and Sarah Shabbat, Cougars just rolling.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're doing it with every facet of their game. You see it with the boot, you've seen it with just chuck stick tackle breaks, and then smart play getting the ball to edge, and it's going through all sorts of players.
And as we see a couple of highlights there about the way they've been doing it, Delaney Rakuita, a couple of tries, and going, as you said, out wide. up the middle, and hopefully we see it. There it is. There it is.
Yes.
As you said, every facet. All right, we will be right back for a exciting second half of Virginia Tech hoping to take advantage of that man advantage.
Once a small community just south of Houston, Pearland has grown into a destination city, attracting visitors to the energy and diversity of a large city, while serving up the warmth and welcoming spirit of Texas hospitality, accommodations, proximity to Houston, and a community focused on fun and leisure activities. Pearland is your best bet when visiting the region. Visit Pearland online and plan your trip. We're ready to show you what we're all about. Pearland. Prepare to love it.
We serve as a force for positive change in a world without boundaries. We celebrate 150 years of impact in a boundless future. We are a campus reunited in traditions we hold dear. We value the innovation and creativity gained from diverse minds and voices. We are driven to serve. We are the Hokie Nation. We are Virginia Tech.
Tough day at the office. Right, tough first 40 minutes. Okay, it's adapt right now. It's show character right now. It's not ever fucking give up. Okay, look at us. No one's passed out on the floor, no one's not breathing. Hey, it's up, it's okay. Boys, the one thing that's not negotiable in this group, we don't give up. Okay, we play the best team in the world, good, bring it to us. Now we're gonna get better. Let's just get better, man. Come on, let's take this fucking opportunity. Hey, look at each other and let's get better.
Success for us would be putting together a performance that we're proud of.
If you don't play your best, you'll take it to your effing graves.
I think it's a tale of David and Goliath.
To go against the storied and famed All Blacks.
Coming off a real setback, losing to Uruguay.
The underdog is nothing new to us. It's 15 men out there putting down a challenge. I think there's no better moment in sports than a challenge like that in front of a crowd like that on home soil.
All right, welcome back to Aveva Stadium and this broadcast from the Collegiate Rugby Association of America Finals Day is brought to you by 8x8 and also Ruby's Texas Barbecue. Very good breakfast tacos there. AIG and Pearland, Texas, and USA Rugby is also a partner. We have Stephen down on the sideline with Virginia Tech coach. Stephen.
Thank you, Alex. Here with Coach Garrett Thompson. Tough sledding in the first half. What did you say to the team during halftime?
Well, one thing is we've worn them out. They're tired now. We played in their end of the field for the last 10 minutes or so. So hopefully we can keep that up with them being a man down. They need to tackle lower. They're too strong of runners. We need to go down and cinch their legs, get them on the ground. Got the wind. It's pretty heavy. It's picked up a little bit. So hopefully we can play with a little more kicking. And just soak it all in and have fun with the second half. That's it.
It's a great plan to take. Best of luck for the second half. Alex, back up to you. Best of luck. Thank you very much.
Well, we certainly have seen the wind pick up a little bit, and there's a ring of Ukrainian flags around the edge of Aveva Stadium, and they are straight out going as we're looking left to right. So, Shabbat, when Virginia Tech gets the ball, I mean, do they kick it? Do they boot it downfield and just try to put pressure on?
I think it depends on where they take this restart. Right? If BYU goes short and they take it at the 10, I would build some phases, play a little ball in hand. If nothing comes on 3 or 4 phases, yeah, go ahead, let's start to paint those corners. If BYU decides to pin it deep, try to go deep, and they're inside that red zone, that 22, yeah, let's bang it away. Use the wind. Let's try to play back in the right ends if you're Virginia Tech.
And remember, BYU does have a player in the sin bin. Abigail Whitney is on the naughty stool for probably another 8 minutes or so. And so that will be an opening there for Virginia Tech to perhaps exploit, especially on scrum time, as we get ready for this second half. Virginia Tech, coach saying, Garrett Thompson saying, BYU's tired, and we need to tackle them low. And I'm not sure how tired BYU looks, but yeah, tackle low is always good advice.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, got to put bodies on the feet, got to keep people on their feet.
And the kick, beautiful. Restart, nicely taken. And Rakuita just straight up to the 10-meter line. Back we go with the short pass off Morissette. Everything goes through Morissette, either wide or tight. And she'll take it herself as well. Just offload right out of the tackle. What's going on there? The Fen, trouble all the way. Can they bring her down? Yes. Virginia Tech somehow drags down and gets the penalty. And, you know, you're isolated, hands on the ball, that's going to be a penalty every time if they don't have support under. They kick for touch, a long kick, bounces over Diamond's head. That is useful, even though it doesn't make touch. Still, a lot of ground made. Diamond kicks it.
Put him on!
Who's onside, who's offside? Virginia Tech has it.
Are you guys happy with that offside?
Referee Tim Luge is keeping track, checking with his assistant referees on whether they were onside or not. Everybody's happy. Going wide. Little bit of space out there. Looking for Santos.
That ball's out.
Back it comes again. Spun out by Richardson. And
what a
stolen.
Oh.
Stolen illegally by BYU. Or as a forward, you know, you want to be able to take that ball, right? That turn.
I think the jackal was good. I'm hoping what they got was just the tackler rolling into the attack. But that jackal looked pretty clean. Boom, right onto it. But
we do, and we have seen that where the players are rolling away, but if they affect the ball, if they affect the ball placement,
or the support,
sure,
yeah,
then that is a penalty also. So Virginia Tech going for the line out, a shortened line out now, just the 4 players. Looking to jump it with Loosemore.
Went to the
loose
zero ball again.
Once again ruined by BYU. And Cougars looking to run it. Not setting up for a kick, not immediately anyway. Hershey, flat ball. Inching their way over, and another penalty against BYU. This one, I think, just sealing on the ball. Tapped quickly, sent to Miller. And then out to Galvin.
That's good, that's good.
And that was poached by Rakuita, and legally this time Lou said that's good.
Wingers on.
Morissette kicks to touch, and it is a nice little touch finder. That'll be a line out for Virginia Tech, but Virginia Tech is on the front foot, getting some scoring opportunities. They had a scoring opportunity at the end of the first half, weren't able to finish it off, and yes, BYU got a card, but they held firm.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of interesting, too. You know, you're seeing a change of mentality by Virginia Tech a bit. In the first game, they went real zero ruck. You know, they weren't interested in trying to slow down or disrupt BYU's ball. BYU, on the other hand, is constantly sourcing someone to that breakdown defensively. And it's either coming up good or it's coming up with a long arm.
She stepped out.
And that ball turned over. BYU steals that one and immediately charging straight ahead. That had to be Hardrick. And another good flat ball. Cougars now up to midfield. Hershey sends it to Morissette. Looking for Rakuita. Thompson. Diamond. And then a nice little cut back inside. That's Comer, Michaela Comer. Thomas. And spun out. And then that short flat ball, Leah Fisher. Leah Fisher still going, just in the, get up into her top gear, drag down. Now they're in the 22. Again, Morissette has it. Pops it over to Hartrick. Charging ahead now. Off to Aspinall. Morissette now. Rakoita. Diamond. Murayama. And then Comer. Comer. A little bit of a shake and bake. And around the corner. In for the try. And that perhaps is the best constructed try we've seen from BYU. Really not too many mistakes from Virginia Tech. It's just they had the break and consolidated and just pretty brutally efficient in the end.
Yeah, I mean, if we rewind this and take a look at the try from the start, I mean, you can just see how these phases are building, attacking to the line, through the backs, getting it to the edge. Really well defended actually on the edge by Virginia Tech, but then just that little in-out line created just enough separation for her to just fend away and then turn the corner and round it up for Comer.
Number 1.
Nice little catch and pass there also from the open side flanker, Riho Maruyama. And we're at 61-0 for BYU. It took BYU 2 minutes to score their first try. It took them 6 minutes to score the first one in the second half. As we see another substitute coming on, Alyssa Erickson coming on for the Cougars.
Yeah, and this we're headed towards a time where, is she good again?
No, she hit the crossbar. Just on the crossbar, so that is the first miss for Nicole Diamond.
So she is human.
She is human, apparently. This just in.
Nicole Diamond is indeed. But what I was going to say was, like, it's interesting now you're starting to see the troops come back on, those reserves, and this is getting to the point where now it's becoming valuable experience for
Fantastic reaction from Diamond, a little bit of a laugh and a little bit like, I can't believe it. I mean, she's on target, but a little bit short. And so. And the restart goes through the hands and into the 22. Virginia Tech looking to put on some pressure. Cougars, once again, that extra little pass, that extra little change of attention. Morissette ready to kick. A low line drive, rolls very nicely. And when you're going into the wind, yes, you want to kick low on. There is a big hoof by Virginia Tech, and they get some from distance, and they have not much of a chase, really. Rakoita sends it out. And that was the try scorer, Michaela Comer. Went through her hands and went backwards. Morissette pops it off out to the new player, Erickson. Erickson, only too happy to run with it, having just gotten on the field. Midfield now. And out through Aspinall. Out to Thomas. Thomas breaks through. And once again, Thomas, who came on early for the play. I was talking about Kat Stowers, who we really didn't see except for one run because she was subbed off early. And there, Hartrick, Cambria Hartrick charging through again. 2 tries so far for the tight head prop. Out again, Rakoita. Rakoita breaks through 1 tackle. They've got to make those tackles. They can't afford to have them just fall off. And out again to Kate Rugg, the hooker. Doing a lot of the coalface work for BYU. Morissette. Out again, once again to Erickson. Erickson fighting through. She's met pretty stiffly. Annalise Curtis picks it up and goes. Slow going now with Hartrick, though. Hartrick picks it up. She's looking for her third. Didn't quite get there. The pick and go once again. They're right on the line at this point. And now they go wide. Morissette. Rakoita. She fakes with Rakoito. Offloads to Heather Thomas. Heather Thomas. And Nice little flat pass, runs right onto it. Try BYU.
Man, she's been a little maestro all day today, to be honest with you. I mean, if we look at this, she just sells that switch and holds on. Great line by the 13. But then look at her attack the line, wait for the outside hips to turn down. The minute she sees that, another good short line by BYU, but just setting up continuously by these quality lines that BYU is running. It's just spectacular, and really, to be honest, it's fun to watch.
Matalasi Morissette pulling the strings again. Born in Kailua, Hawaii, and but picked up her rugby when she moved to Virginia and went to Patriot High School. She was the captain of the basketball team and U20 All-American rugby player and all-tournament in the playoffs. Captain of this team, pretty much doing it all. Not scoring herself because she's distributing, and the consistency of her distribution is impressive.
Yeah, her line choices have been fabulous all day. Really just manipulating the defense at her will, and then making the right reads.
All right, well, Stephen is down on the sideline. Stephen, what do you got for us?
I've been really impressed checking out Virginia Tech and some of the fundraising efforts that they've gone through in just the last month to make this trip possible. They had numerous partnerships with local restaurants. They had a thrift store pop-up, and they also volunteer at a local farm out there in Blacksburg, Virginia. So Virginia Tech might be on the wrong end of the scoreline here today, but as far as the impact that they're making in the community, they are doing an outstanding job. Let's send it back up to you, Alex.
Well, that's again what you were talking about, Shabbat, about the rugby family. And really, you think about a rugby team, you have, as this the restart doesn't go 10, so they're going to go with scrum center. You have 30, 40, 50 able-bodied young people. You can do a lot with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can do a lot of positive things and really reach out to the community and continue to grow this beautiful game. And, you know, it's converting one person at a time. And it sounds like Virginia Tech is definitely, you know, doing their share of that and really immersing themselves and getting the community to support them.
And a big shove from BYU. They have so many options there. Scrum center and a grubber through by Morissette. Thomas is on her horse. Well fielded, though. And that is a fantastic clearance kick on the run by Virginia Tech. And gets them out of some serious trouble. It was nicely chosen grubber from Morissette, and Thomas was right on there.
Yeah, and tip of the hat, like, you know, this is a team that has, from what I can understand and everything the coach was saying pregame, is executing their game plan. You know, at times it's just their skill and execution has let them down a bit, but, you know, still driving, putting on some really good moments.
Line out goes to Hand.
Nope, you can't.
But... they set up the maul wrong. You saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, so Virginia Tech elected to not go into that, and so no one was touching it. Ball was built behind. It's a truck and trailer. If BYU would have just simply reached out and grabbed a hokey player, fine, fair game play on, but...
you have to have opposition for that group to be able to move forward. So in that case, what do? You either grab a player or you get the ball out quickly.
Yeah.
Right, but you can't walk down the field that way as a group if no one's opposing you.
Yep.
Right.
Over here.
So very interesting. That was a smart move from Virginia Tech, and BYU caught unaware somewhat, and Virginia Tech now has their line out from the penalty and gets the throw in.
Good.
Oh, that's a nice line out.
That was their best one. And out we come, quick ball. Miller, little bit of a dummy, dragging tacklers with her. And back it comes out.
Numbers.
Hokies. Yes, they do have numbers for sure. Oh, my goodness. But there's a little bit of excellent ruck work. And that was Curtis just rucking 3 players off the ball. Loose ball. Virginia Tech has it back. And just skating out wide a little bit. Brown getting involved. hands out to the wing. That looks very promising for the Hokies. Defense is there on the wing, though. Morissette makes the tackle.
No, leave it.
Out it comes. Hokies, once again, good flat pass. Loose more.
Turnover is good.
But they've lost the ball. Turnover is good. You hear referee Tim Liu doing my job for me, telling me when the turnover is. It's very appreciative. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
And Cougars have it again. And they so easily just get into it. Thomas wasn't expecting that ball, but she managed to catch it. And that's a 50-50 pass for sure. And there she's off to the races now. This could be it. Virginia Tech. Can they drag her down? She's looking over her shoulder. Try Virginia Tech on the interception. And the Hokies, they take something back with just a powerful run, interception, and looking over her shoulder saying, I can't believe nobody's caught me yet. There was the tackle by Miller, and it was nabbed there by Catherine Santos, and she's quick.
Yeah, I mean, what a well-deserved try. Good defensive effort, just clean pair of heels, read that pass, that 50-50 ball, took her opportunity, backed herself, and there you go. Virginia Tech on the board. It's like hitting the 10-pin in bowling, right? Sometimes it's that first one that's the hardest to get. So we'll see if we can't build on this.
Kate Santos from Metuchen, New Jersey, Industrial Design major. The kick is good, and that makes it 68-7 BYU. And, a little spring in their step. Just a little bit.
Yeah, and it was nice to say, we had talked about the kind of our spotlight player, Miller. She's been stifled, hasn't had a ton of opportunity. But if we look back and source that, she had a couple of really good strong runs, required 2 BYU defenders to come down. Nice offload. She started to really start to lead from the front foot, and then Virginia Tech was justly rewarded, for a good defensive effort and stand.
Christina Coca comes on for BYU, on for Abigail Whitney. But you see that a cutback run. They weren't quite expecting that. There was a little seam opened up in the BYU defense, and here come the Hokies. BYU very slow to get back on side. And back to midfield. And a penalty against the Cougars. And you see sometimes when the bench gets emptied a little bit, the precision falls away. Player wants to make an impact, and sometimes they push the legal limits. Here's Tim Liu talking to Morissette.
Yeah, I mean it goes back again from the first whistle before when it was 0-0. BYU had the intent to challenge every defensive breakdown, and they've come good. Maybe a bit more than they've missed, but when you do miss, we're talking about a 30-meter change of territory, and puts Virginia Tech back kind of on a front foot attack.
That's right. Well, a little bit of a warning from referee Liu to the captain, Matalasi Morissette, on just too many penalties, and watch the repeat, and they've been consistent, and the referees have been consistent. They warn, and then if you see another one quickly, you're probably going to see a card. And coming on to the field for BYU this time, Brynlee Orr comes on at scrum half to replace Kaylin Hershey. And nice take from Virginia Tech, and they're thinking, where was that line out in the first half? Miller sends a flat pass. Crash up the middle. Vagnon gets it. And hands all the way out to the edge. They ran out of space a little bit at an angle, and so you pass it to your wing, and your wing says, he gave me about an inch to work with, didn't have much to work with, and she was hit player and ball. So.
Good defense by BYU to push that. Unfortunate that she couldn't just hit maybe a little inline on that. maintain and keep building that pressure. You're starting to see the quality of runners that this Virginia Tech team does
There's gonna be a
have.
sub here.
Once they start to build a little phases, they're really starting to punch and dent. I did want to tip my hat to Hershey, who just came off. I thought she managed a spectacular game from 9.
You guys can do your subs.
Marshaled her troops well. Her defensive organization, I thought, was really impressive.
And staying organized, staying patient. BYU is trying to do that as
Couldn't come quick enough.
they break for water. It is a very hot day here in Houston, and we're looking at the weather and the wind sort of saps your energy as well. The heat, the humidity, all of that plays a factor, and especially as you're working as hard as you can in a championship game. And Virginia Tech, this is their chance to perhaps rally around and say, all right, what do we do now? We've got water. We'd refresh ourselves. We're ready to regroup for it. And Stephen is down with the Virginia Tech coach once more.
Yep.
Regardless of the outcome of today's game, it has to be a big thrill to have a try scored. And I was over there by the substitutes bench. They were absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, so Kate's a senior captain and outstanding for her. She was questionable if she was going to play the whole game. She took a little knee dinger in the UVA game. So I'm proud of her for gutting it out and went back to center where she's supposed to be. So that was great. So I appreciate her opportunity. And picking off a pass is always a good thing. So, yeah, it was great for her and for the Hokies.
No doubt. Let's hope you can keep it up. Send it back upstairs to Alex.
Thank you.
Yes, it's certainly a morale booster for Virginia Tech, and interesting to see. I mean, we got to remember, this is the end of the season. Players are playing hurt. We see a few knee wraps and things like that, and at some point you have to say, wait, what are you saving yourself for? This is the championship game, right? Let's just do it.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the old joke is you're only healthy on the first day of practice, and half the time that's not even the case. Nice. BYU's disrupted. Getting under pressure in that lineup by Virginia Tech again.
A kick, not quite fielded cleanly, and but Virginia Tech has it. Pick and go and just trying to consolidate a little bit. They get their support back, running hard onto it. Look at that tackle, double tackle taken down, and that's Kate Rugg. She's been doing a lot of work there for the Cougars, just getting a couple of hard yards. And there's another big tackle. This one, Leah Fisher. She was the one chasing down on the interception try from Santos, Kate Santos.
No hands, no.
Working hard, so Virginia Tech back again, looking. Miller sends out the pass, is a little bit low, and it's not forward. BYU has it now.
To blue.
Yeah, credit BYU's line speed for that turnover. It's just been relentless.
Back they come.
Okay.
And you see the hits. The hits have their ramifications. Players getting a little bit hurt and shaken up on the middle of the field. But we play. Morissette trying to gather that one. That one's going to be a knock on.
Yes. Blue.
And we see she goes in for the tackle. Just gets kind of twisted around, and she's not happy about that. And sometimes, it's just something that doesn't look all that bad can be the thing where it just sort of sprains a knee or something like that. Again, got to be careful with they've got great medical care for these players, just making sure how she is. They're going to take her off the field. Just a little bit of help hopping off the field as the fans give an applause. Maddie Ann Higgins is coming in as a substitute for BYU.
Red 7. Oh, she's red 8. Red 7 is jumping into the tackle, so make sure you're staying on your feet. Yeah.
I think BYU needs one more. 2 came off and only 1 went on.
I don't know if they're going to start running out of players. As we see,
you guys want water?
It's all the subs we've been seeing coming on seem to be smaller and smaller and smaller, and then Higgins comes on, and Higgins is taller than everybody.
It was a knock on by BYU. Scrum.
But
Virginia Tech.
For BYU getting all these players on with 20 minutes of an opportunity to play in a national championship game, I mean, that's just going to help that program continue to grow and grow and grow. And,
Mark's here.
you know, in years to come when they see this stage again, it'll be old hand.
Yes, it will. It takes away the mystery a little bit, right? The nerves and jitters, and Stephen talked about that with Montelasi Morissette having played in the 2019 game, sort of a nervous freshman. Now, as the captain of the team, is the one who's all relaxed. And you're right. Now we have Hallie Hershey coming in.
Blue 23
as a substitute,
Blue.
and I think that's just to make up the numbers.
We're good then. All right, folks.
Just get on the field, Hallie.
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay. Nobody has to leave. So just rearrange everything. Substitute to wing, wing to center, center to number 8. So Delaney Rakuita, who was playing 13, is now the number 8 at the back of the scrum. And I think that's actually quite a frightening prospect.
Fine.
Well, she certainly didn't seem disappointed by the move.
No, she was smiling. Big smile on her face. Yes, put me in amongst them.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, BYU's putting in a platform that'd be a dream for any 8.
Space.
Certainly.
Yeah.
And the other thing about the substitutions is you bring on new front rows, and then we have to renegotiate the entire engagement. All of that is different. Players, different heights, different techniques. And that's dug out nicely. Richardson gets it back, and it's kicked deep. Diamond is under it. A little bit of a sidestep and just boots it downfield. Gets her teammates onside. And once again, the boot. This one looks in good shape. That bounce is there. Now, is that going to be, it isn't going to be a 50-22 because it doesn't quite roll into touch. Nice little dummy there, Morissette. And BYU trying to get out of their own end. Scoring pace is slowed down a little bit. Again with the wind. Virginia Tech's been smart with the wind and had played much more territory as a result.
Good.
Yeah, and BYU's been forced to have to play out of their end with ball in hand.
A little bit of a loose pass. Mariami not able to get a handle on it. Rescued there by Hershey. And Morissette. Corralled. Whipped around. I believe that was Loosemore.
Okay.
Oh, correction. Galvin going in with the tackle.
Take it into 22.
Morissette boots it downfield. Hannigan grabs it. Does very well to get through that tackle, place it back.
That's fine, play.
Gathered Anderson into contact now. And back out we come. Ribardo sending it wide. Miller with the fence. She's tackled nicely.
No, can't leave it.
By Rakuita. Now we come again. Ribardo with the flat pass. Working the phases, Virginia Tech. Looking to see if they can not only do that, but get that go forward, get through that gain line. A little bit of a inside pop pass. Still the BYU defense is just outstanding. That was a big hit from Higgins. Back we come. Interception. Trouble for Virginia Tech. Morissette nabs it and realizes she can't make it, so she looks around for help.
Let it come, let it come, let it come.
A good refereeing from Tim Liu just to let the ball go. Picked up by Erickson. Erickson charges ahead. She does seem to like to run. She puts her head out. She's just like all enthusiastic, like a...
And she's put in some hard yards this afternoon already. Switched over to the... Just coming on.
And Morissette once again with this flat pass. This one to Rugg. Now we come again to Erickson. Erickson not helping, gets back up. I think she released the ball, stood up, and then she did it again. Just she sees the try line. Morissette. Is she going to take it herself? Well, she thought about it. She's held up a little bit. And referee goes in and says, no, it is held up in goal. That will be a goal line dropout for Virginia Tech, which I'll tell you is not a pleasant prospect for them because of the danger runners that BYU have.
Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing the installation of a new law meant to kind of speed up the game, where before that would have been a 5-meter scrum to BYU, and now it's a goal line dropout.
Yes. And almost got in the corner, BYU, and then shoved back. Some good defense, and the turnover is good for Virginia Tech.
Miller again.
It's a powerful presence. As they kick deep and chasing after it. Diamond, she's been working a lot in terms of fielding those
22.
kicks. That kick shanked it a little bit, but she chases it. She makes the tackle, but
yeah, certainly high on that one.
Yeah.
We have a scrum from where the kick is.
But also offside on the kick. But that's when you have a kick that's a line drive like that and everybody's in front of you.
A scrum to where the kick was, right here.
You know, and that's where that kick tennis gets interesting, right? Where, like, how are you rotating back to put people back on sides? You know, after you resource, you know, the first or the second kick, a lot of times you'll catch yourself in that situation where you don't have a winger or a fullback that's flying on to put you on, and you have to rely on your kicker or just, you know, give territory and not have that chase.
Certainly forwards get frustrated when they're going back and forth and back and forth.
Crouch!
You know,
and they get trapped.
Yeah, bring me my chair. Let me know when you kids are done.
We get down to something serious like a scrum. Good shove from BYU. They fake the pass to Miller. They look to go wide through Vagnon. Santos in there as well, but lost. BYU has it. Morissette. Again, the flat pass, dropping it off to Higgins. Morissette puts boot to ball. Bounces nicely. Virginia Tech back in BYU territory. I think the territory game is certainly won by BYU in the second half. With the gain line thing, contest a little bit different. Annalise Curtis once again lays in a massive tackle.
That's fine.
And the drive over, the counter ruck is good. BYU, forward they go. Morissette, a little bit of a fake. She's free, taken down.
7, no, 7, leave it.
BYU just a little bit sloppy there. It's going to be a penalty though, and you heard referee Lou say that Fiona Galvin was on the ground, penalty, and out wide. Matalasi Morissette gets her try, having set up so many tries for everybody else. The Flyhaven captain scores in the corner, only fitting.
Yeah, she certainly deserves one. She's definitely a masterpiece. You know, probably 8 of BYU's tries. Again, you see BYU, high risk, high reward around the breakdown area.
And you see there just that the fandom spin off. Little spinorama.
Pirouetting her way on into the try.
Certainly.
That red 13 is off.
And we'll see what Nicole Diamond can do. Has had a fantastic day kicking. Not a surprise. She was actually quite the soccer player when she was younger. And she studies public health with an emphasis in occupational and environmental health. And in fact, she also works as a critical care tech in the Utah Valley Emergency Department. So, and she also found time in November to get married. So she's a busy lady and busy kicking conversions here for Cougars.
I mean, where's the team?
Oh, I was just going to ask, like, because that whole thing got sourced.
Now the rest of my 10 minutes in these.
Can you hear me? Water?
as Diamond sets up what is one of her tougher kicks for the day. And that one is up, and it was long enough, but just a little bit to the wide. So we will leave it at 73-7. 10 minutes to go in this clash as we see a couple of subs coming on. Emma Fredericks coming on for Virginia Tech. And it's been an interesting, very interesting day as we, a very happy day for BYU. They're pretty happy. Yes, it's kind of fun to enjoy it, and then suddenly the blazing heat doesn't feel so hot. Everything was just sort of clicking, especially that first half. They wanted to go through, they went through. They wanted to go wide, they go wide.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of once BYU got their tail up in the air a little bit, opened the floodgates, and they're so clinical with their attack. They're so good around the defensive breakdown. It's just hard to find any room to breathe if you're Virginia Tech.
And defensively, they've been so strong because they've actually been on the back foot quite a bit in this second half, and they've been able to hold Virginia Tech out. And the try that they've given up has been just the interception. It's nothing. It's still a try, but.
Set. Get out the tunnel, guys. It's got to go through the scrum.
Ball comes out of the tunnel in the scrum, so we're going to reset that scrum.
Yeah, so for it to be a fair scrum, it's got to go. It's got to get to the back. It can't come directly through that space between the front rows.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Good engagement that time.
Out early.
And the Hokies get it out.
7, give her more time.
And another penalty for Murayama for disengaging from the scrum early at flank. Miller pops it back inside.
Yeah, I think that's the 4th penalty. Probably the most penalized area for BYU is just that early.
The poach was good. BYU takes it back, but then lost forward a little bit. But even as this game gets toward the end, they are looking so quickly for that turnover and the transition game. And Cougars just going to go for another scrum as we see there's 73-7. BYU leads this one, and while it is a big score, it was, 49-0 at halftime. Possibly 56 if I go back to my notes. It really looked trouble for Virginia Tech, and they battled through the second half.
Yeah, I think you started to see a lot of the reasons and the quality that Virginia Tech is in this final. Certainly a lot to hang your hat on. We're starting to build some phases. You're starting to see the physicality in the tackle contest area. And this is going back to what you were saying about when you start to get those front row subs, right? Spacing becomes different.
Yes.
You are not playing with the combinations that you normally play with, so your lock pairing might not be what is normal.
All of those little balances make difference. Scrum wheels a little bit. Loose one. Rakuita picks it up. No problem at all. Cuts back inside. Missed tackle. Third tackle works. Places it back, but we talked about Rakuita going from 13 to number 8. She's quite happy to play there.
She's had a dinger of a game.
She certainly has. Good rucking from Virginia Tech. The ball still comes out the BYU side. And still, they're playing hard, driving through. Back it comes to the left side. The flat pass again. Erickson, a good strike runner for them coming off the bench. And again, she releases. She gets back up really quickly. Ball comes out. Morissette pops it off to Higgins. Higgins puts her head down. And again, a little pop kick. Thomas is chasing. Thomas has it. Oh, and she just lost it forward. Right there, it was just on a platter for the center to come and grab. They're unleashing all the tricks, all the bag of tricks there with that little pop kick over. BYU again camped out in the Virginia Tech end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a good opportunity to try some of those things and continue to work on growth for the next season. And
I don't know what number's coming off. Sorry.
Excuse me.
I have 1 minute left of the clock, okay?
A nice little pop kick there from Morissette. And he was just right there, just bouncing up. And now with the scrum, we've seen BYU drive the scrum. It's going to be tough for Virginia Tech to get out of this situation. There goes the drive. There's the loose ball. Picked up. Loose ball. Rakowita. She has it. Driving her way over, and we are going to come back for that knock on.
Yeah. When you look at it from that back view, you know, you could see that right from the bind, Virginia Tech was going to be in a bit of trouble just from the angles that they were coming down in. And to be honest, like when you're on the front foot at scrum time and you have a 5 meter and a chance to turn that over, that just it does so much for those guys working hard in the 8s.
Very tempting to really push and steal that ball. Another drive. This is a better scrum from Virginia Tech, but everything just falls apart.
Yeah.
It's going to be a free kick against BYU, so they have to get back 10. This is not the same as a penalty where you could kick it to touch and get the line out. If they kicked it to touch, the line out would be to BYU. The free kick is designed for a quick tap, but they will kick to touch, get some distance, and BYU line out right inside the Virginia Tech 22. And we are coming down to the last few minutes of this game. 73-7 BYU.
No, it's like, let's go.
So many good performances.
You guys are on the line here. Blue's on the line.
Matalasi Morissette, as we said, directing things. Delaney Rakowita, 2 tries.
You guys are inside.
Nicole Diamond.
Yeah, there are a lot of jobs that I don't envy, and this is one of them, having to pick a man of the match for BYU.
Nicole Diamond with 23 points, all on her own. There's the pickup and the go. Aspinall makes a little bit of a sidestep. Picked up again. Rakowita, she's looking for her 3rd. A little bit upright in that. Could have done well to just stay low. And that's how you do it. Pick it up, stay low, drive over, try BYU. And that is an emphatic exclamation point on this game as they look perhaps to get to 80. And Kate Rugg in New Zealand. I've been talking about Kate Rugg. Has been doing a lot of unsung work through this game. Tackles, rucks, hard yards, and this is just good technique. You know, you pick it up, you don't stand up at all. She just stay low.
Yeah, she hit the beach like she's getting off on Normandy.
That's right.
1 minute. 50 seconds.
Love it.
And you know, to talk about Rugg, like, what a nice thing to have at your disposal is a front row player that can hook, and then kick over as subs come on and play at the loose head side. You know, it's a tremendous asset to have that many tools in your toolbox and to be able to cover multiple front 3 spots. She's had just if there's a work Smirnoff Ice and a steel lunchbox, I'd make sure I sent it down there to old Rugg.
Well, she's an elementary education major, so kids, in a couple of years, watch out. She's not going to brook any nonsense. I'm quite sure about that. Diamond makes the conversion, and that will be our ball game. Brigham Young University, 80-7, an emphatic signal that they are a real power, and they win this spring championship, and do it multitude of ways in terms of scoring. Praise to Virginia Tech for how hard they worked, and they got that try, and they battled, and as Steven said, went through a lot just to fundraise to get here. And it's a rugby family, and we praise them for being out here, but they're up against a superb team.
Yeah, I mean, BYU was clinical with their attack, clinical with their defense. Really showed great structure, stayed within that structure for the whole 80 minutes, which allowed them to continue to pour on pressure. Virginia Tech, you can see them right now. No heads hung here. Was able to get that try that was well deserved, and you can definitely saw bits and pieces of why they are your national runners up. But again, congratulations to BYU on some champagning and a national championship yet again.
Well, Virginia Tech knew that they were up against it, to be honest, and they put everything into it. And the message as a coach is, we're going to put everything into this, no matter what happens, no matter what the score is. We're going to play, and I think that's certainly deserving of praise. And we are hoping to get a player or two, and the coach Tom Wonka from BYU. And as we wait for that, we're looking at a lot of smiling faces on a very, very good BYU team. The glory was kind of spread all over the place. We had 3 tries in the front rows, jumping up and down. We had centers, both wings scoring. Diamond ending up with 25 points. And Aspinall also getting a try. But everywhere it sort of came through Morissette and what she was able to do as a leader as well. And Stephen has a player and the coach with us. Stephen, take it away.
Congratulations to both of you, Cambria, our player of the match. I can see how much it meant to you just watching you guys with the substitutes over there. Tell me how it went for you today.
It was just super great to be out here and get this great opportunity. As a freshman, I know this means so much to me, and I know it means so much to the seniors, and so it was just good to see everyone cheering like that and everyone giving their all. So yeah, it was great.
And I think you also had a smile on your face seeing Virginia Tech as well, because they showed fantastic sportsmanship today.
They were really great. That's the great thing about rugby, is that there's such a great culture, and there's always those teams that lose so humbly, and they're so great, and it's so great to play against those teams because you could just always shake their hand and know that they played their best and that they gave it their all too.
So I'm going to ask you both this question. Back-to-back champions, how does it feel?
Great, yeah!
It's great. It's great. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's just humbling to be here, again, and we're blessed to have this moment, and we're grateful for Virginia Tech. That's a great team. They've got some fantastic players playing. They didn't quit. I was really impressed with Virginia Tech today, and thank them for coming out to play and enjoy the game of rugby.
Wonderful. Go enjoy it with your team. Back up to you, Alex. Congratulations.
Well, all class, Tom Wonka, as usual. And as we watch Rakuita, we watch Francis get in tries, Hartrick with the tries, power, speed, skill, fantastic stuff. BYU dominant here in Houston.
Absolutely. And I have to say, like, that makes